Hey everyone, welcome back to the Untitled Marvel Project. I'm your host, Tanner Dykster, joined as always by my variant, Tucker Hazel.
The hell?
Yeah, it's true. Look it up. We're here to talk about episode 2 of Loki, but before we do that, we'd like you to subscribe to this channel and click the like button on this video. And you'd like to talk to us about Loki, about any other Marvel stuff, about anything in particular, you can join that Discord. That link is in the description.
Yeah,
But
you
Tucker,
can.
we need to talk about Loki episode 2. And as we were discussing before we hit record here, lots of desk sitting in this
Yeah.
episode, but like I
Lots of
said, I'm here
lots of
for it.
paper reading.
Lots of paper reading, lots of detectivizing as
Yeah.
well.
Because this episode was mostly based around, and I quote from Agent Mobius, Professor Loki, as
Yes.
Loki was sort of trying to become a detective for the TVA and piece things together and learn about his variant and himself and the
Hmm.
history of the universe and what the TVA is actually there for. And I thought there was a lot of interesting stuff in this. We're really moving along at a pretty good clip. I feel
Yeah.
like we've already established the world of the TVA really well and how Loki's interacting with it. So I'm excited to see where this goes, considering it was still felt at the beginning of this episode like a lot of setup. Like they were like,
Hmm.
okay, let me explain this concept to you again, which felt a little bit forced at times, but it's getting better already in terms of the setup that they have to do.
Yeah.
So we'll get that out of the way. Things will be established,
Hmm.
and we can just move on to even crazier stuff because
Yes.
this episode, I think, is the turning point at the end of this episode,
Yes.
turning point to shit just going absolutely crazy.
Absolutely. Well, I think we should talk about the end of the episode because that was the obviously the big reveal that we and a lot of other people had pegged from the
Yep.
beginning, which
Yep.
is that the Loki variant that the TVA is hunting down is actually female Loki, as portrayed by. Hang on, I have the name here. Hold
Well,
up, everyone. Sophia DiMartino.
okay, I'm not familiar.
Yes, I have never heard of this actress before, but she certainly pulls off the female Loki look,
Yeah.
and she seems devious, as we see. She bombs the sacred timeline, which is a
Mm.
great like impetus for action
Yeah,
going
it
forward
is.
in the rest of the
Yeah, it is.
series. So I assume that we're gonna get like a split. Maybe we'll get like a split the TVA trying to stop all these things, or maybe Loki's going around in time trying to fix stuff. That'd be
Mm.
great. Also trying to hunt down his variant. Lots of
Hmm.
like you said, lots of interesting stuff. This is like the turning point for a lot of things.
Yeah,
But
one thing I think this episode does, and I can't tell if it's well or not, is Loki falling into a role and then subverting it occasionally. And I can't exactly peg with this variant of Loki in this particular set of time
mhm.
what his goals are. He seems really enthusiastic about learning about the TVA, but then he's saying some stuff. Is he lying? Did he really want to track down the other variant to stop them or join them? Like there's layers of deception going on here, and honestly, his deception of being a part of the TVA felt really
Mhm.
genuine. But maybe that's just him
Yeah,
fucking
I
around.
think
I can't really tell.
I think this is a very solid like 2012 Avengers Loki, who's sort of a free agent. He's like, hey, if I hunt down the variant, I get an audience with the timekeepers. I can leverage that into like taking over the TVA. Or he's like, maybe I can align myself with this Loki variant. Maybe we can
Hmm.
conquer stuff that way. He's really a free agent trying to conquer anything, via any
And
route that he
everything.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. And I think that's interesting. He just doesn't, from his outward personality and interaction with others, he doesn't have as much of that like cunning coming out of him. Like he's a little more quippy,
Hmm.
and he's a little more like flabbergasted in some scenarios. But
Hmm.
in all honesty, it's fine. It's not my favorite, but I think that it's also possible that that's just a front and that
Yeah.
he was just putting that on to seem like the scared little boy that is just what in wondering amazement of the TVA and wants
Hmm.
to help. But that was all a trick. So I mean it's hard to do criticisms of the show in terms of the character personality because everyone's lying to everyone.
Yes,
So
it's
I
great.
don't know what's actually what it's
It is.
actually. Later episodes could easily reframe my
Mhm.
complaints with these.
Yeah. I mean, I actually do really like the fact that Loki's just like always trying to be like double crossing. Was this his plan from the beginning? Did he come up with it on the spot just to seem smarter than everyone else?
Exactly.
Who's
Yeah.
to say? But piggybacking off of that, I do love the interplay and the chemistry between Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson. It's
Oh yeah.
great because Mobius in the show always has like an answer for Loki's like, I knew you were going to say that, and actually I did this because of this reason. He's like, no, you didn't. Shut up.
Yeah, no, and I think that's the great part about his character is he's just so jaded by things, and
Hmm.
it's actually fun to see him get excited by something that's new to him because he's been doing this his entire existence,
Yeah.
and when something really interesting happens, you can tell because you can see it on his face.
Hmm.
And I'm so happy to have Owen Wilson in the MCU, and he's
Yeah.
probably not going to be a long-standing character. He's probably just going to exist for this and maybe a cameo if the TVA ends up showing up again, unless it's destroyed. Who knows? But he's I love Owen Wilson,
Yeah.
and as we get to know more about his character and the fact that I mean, learning about just getting the jet ski thing from him gives
Oh
him
yeah.
much more personality, gives him something to connect to. We're gonna see him on a jet ski before the end of the
Absolutely.
show,
In the finale
100%.
of this show, he's gonna come flying through a wall or something on riding a jet ski. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful.
It's gonna be great.
Just Owen Wilson in that fantastic mustache, cresting in the sunlight on a jet ski.
You've sort of got that mustache look
I
going
do.
on.
I'm going for the Mobius M. Mobius look here.
Is that his name?
Yeah, Mobius M. Mobius.
That's really fucking dumb. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like that. Chris.
What else do I got here? Oh, Loki and Mobius have a quick philosophy 101 lesson while they're sitting at that table. Where he's like,
Mhm.
"Hey, what if we don't have free will? What's the point of everything?" And Mobius is like, "Oh, it's because the timekeepers ultimately want order, and we don't have to worry about variance anymore, and we all just chill." And Loki's like, "But life is chaos, and like
Yeah, yeah.
an unknown and the unknown." And a quick little philosophy 101 lesson there. I really enjoyed that scene. It was
Yeah,
another instance of good chemistry between those two.
And it just provides them an opportunity to interact with their different internal philosophies.
Hmm.
And of course, Mobius is entirely fueled by his existence by and for the TVA,
Yeah.
which I think is interesting, and I think we'll probably get some character development with him
Hmm.
coming to doubts with that, or coming to terms with the fact that maybe this isn't exactly what he was, meant to do or all he can do. So,
Hmm.
I'm in all honesty, I'm more excited to see what happens with Mobius's character through
Hmm.
this show in terms of how he interplays with the TVA and feels that it's his duty and literally his existence and stuff. I find that slightly more compelling than Loki just doing whatever the fuck because we've seen a lot of Loki and this is a different Loki and I'm excited to see how the show ties into the greater universe because I think the bombing of the sacred timeline, while it likely won't affect other, shows or movies and stuff, it
Hmm.
could. And I've been seeing memes on Twitter all morning about Loki. Is like at the end of Loki episode 2, Doctor Strange is like, oh, because just all of reality just got absolutely
Oh yeah,
boned,
absolutely. Uh,
which is great.
yes. Well, yeah, I think that's. Uh, uh, I had something else I wanted to bring up
I
about
see you
that.
doing some research,
Oh
doing some
yes, I
looking
wanted
up.
I wanted to get into some rampant speculation about the future of this series.
Fantastic.
Okay. So I've been seeing some rumors, some theories flying about that the timekeepers are the living tribunal. Are
Okay.
you're familiar with this character, Tucker?
Yeah. Well, it's one character. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it has like
the three faces.
heads that are like
Yeah.
all facing different directions. Yeah. Uh. Okay. I mean, it doesn't. Yeah. I guess it would sort of fulfill the same purpose,
Hmm.
but unless yeah, we haven't seen the timekeepers or seen
Or
statues of them, but
or of course that one of the timekeepers could be Kang, or all of them are Kang. Maybe it's just all Kang behind this.
yeah, yeah, we're getting some timey wimey setup shit for
Absolutely.
Quantumania, 100%.
Oh yeah.
It would be interesting to see if because I mean all the timekeepers got the stripes on their face like Kang
Hmm.
does. If that does tie in, or if Kang is the one sending the Loki variant to destroy the timeline because he wants to do some shit. There could be some extra level cool shit going on
Hmm.
here that honestly I wasn't even thinking about, and now you've got me even a little
Yeah,
more
yeah,
excited.
absolutely. Well, if
Yeah.
I can take a quick sidebar because I remembered what I was initially going to say was that I also really enjoyed like the setup of Loki figuring out like, oh, this variant Loki is hiding in apocalypses, which is
Yeah.
a great concept. And they
Mhm.
go back to Pompeii. And I was really excited, like, oh, they're gonna be the rest of the series, or a few of these episodes are just them gonna be hopping from like apocalypse to apocalypse and doing
Mhm.
crazy stuff. But that's not the case. I guess what I really want, I guess it's just like what I want from this show is them hopping to different timelines
Timelines.
and
Yeah.
time periods and settings and stuff. Hopefully we'll get that now that Loki will be hunting variant Loki and the TVA will be hunting him, and also
Yeah.
trying to fix all sorts of the time explosions,
Tomfoolery.
the
Time
tomfoolery,
Timefoolery.
timefoolery. That should have been the name of this episode.
That's so good. Oh
Yeah.
god. No,
Okay.
but I think that is exciting. We've seen a few examples of it. We
Hmm.
got Pompeii. We got the Renaissance Fair, which I thought was funny. And it's like,
Yes.
oh yeah, it's medieval times. No, this
It's
is
1985.
1985. Yeah, that was fun. But I would like to see some more of those because I think that's where the production design of the show really shines. Although I love the production design of the TVA, we continuing with the ominous music played on a theremin, which is an interesting choice.
Yes.
You got that really pounding theme, which I really enjoys over the end credits as well. But I'm really liking the vibe of this show, and it
Hmm.
continues to grow. I think this was a great continuation of the first episode. It didn't feel particularly different from the first episode, in terms of this being like there wasn't a ton that was super unique in comparison. It was just like, yeah, this is the continuation of the story, and because of that, it almost feels less episodic than those other shows have. Because the
Hmm.
other shows, you can say, oh, this is the episode where this arc happened, this
Yes.
specific character moment happened from here to the end of the show, and but this. The first two episodes are Loki with the TVA,
Hmm.
and I think that's kind of interesting. That's sort of the first act of
Yes.
the show. So we'll see how this continues in the future because we have an interesting story point that will be making me really want to tune into episode 3.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that about does it us for here on Loki episode 2. Thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to subscribe, ring that ring a ding ding dong bell, and we'll be back next week and the weeks following to cover all the sorts of tomfoolery that Loki gets into.
We need to start using that
I
phrase in
absolutely will.
titles.
Yes.
I'll tweet it out. I'll make sure people like start using it.
Yes.
Good God. I've rarely felt more clever in my entire life.
Good job, Tucker. Okay. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hey everyone, welcome back to Blackberry Zip.
Whoa! That was not a real English word.
No.